Welcome back to the Investor Unite podcast, where we talk all things real estate, business, and entrepreneurship.
If you are looking to ignite your real estate investing, then join us at Investors Unite. And on today's podcast, we got the big man himself, my mentor, Jeff, and Stefanie's mentor as well.
Jeff Mordahl.
A.K.A. the Monopoly Man.
So that new initiative, trying to take that new branding to a different level. You know, one thing I did learn from Stefanie a long time ago, she laid on some branding to me, and that was a big thing for me. And so whenever I knew the branding, I was like, I had to take this and run. So,
yeah.
Just so y'all know, I got them trademarks in place. Y'all
there you
can't
go.
take the Monopoly Man.
So nobody had it before you?
Nobody had the trademark before.
That's so surprising. Nobody stole that.
That is. And it's crazy. We met, like 3 years ago?
Yeah. It's funny. I met you, and you were like,
brand new, nothing.
Brand new, realtor, hungry, and I remember those days. I was a brand new wholesaler. I had no clue what I was doing.
I remember. So it's when I spoke at Zach's meetup, and it was right after the meetup. You came up to me. You're like, I got this deal with a flyer. You're like, if you know anyone, just let me know. And that's how we connected. Yeah. And then we just stayed in touch. And then once me and Skyler partnered, I was like, yo, you got to meet this guy. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I remember, like, as soon as me and Stefanie did partner, you were one of the first people that she introduced me to, which I'm highly grateful for, because as of now, it's been a great relationship that we built. And since that time, it's astonishing how far you've come.
Yeah,
and
it's been a good road. It's been a good road to watch both of you blossom. I mean, I went from no properties to where you're at now. You know, it's kind of how I did the same thing. And, you know, it's all about the work. You got to put the work in. That's 90% of people's problem. They want to put the work in.
It's true.
Rewards. Yeah.
Right.
So. And for the people that don't know, so he done so much within, you know, flipping houses, wholesaling houses, dealing with stocks, being on big deals, you know, doing syndications, owning over 800 units or something like that. Something crazy.
780 some units now.
Let's round it to 800, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to make
basically
it now.
there.
I'm working on underwriting a 233 unit deal in Louisiana. So
that's freaking insane.
I'm trying to get back down to the boot.
So when did you buy your first investment property? Was it recent or was it when you were younger?
My first investment property, honestly, I bought it in January of 22.
See,
that's crazy. And we're in 24.
Nobody ever believes it.
I don't think anybody has ever scaled that fast.
Yeah. And I went from, the thing is, actually, I take it back, because I always had these syndications I got into. Never really thought about, I own part of those units. I never really count them.
Yeah.
But I bought my actual first individually owned house in January 22, and then I went on to buy 38 of them.
That's insane.
That's amazing.
With $2,000.
Did you have a team to help you out with that?
No, did all myself. I bought a lot of portfolios from investors.
Yeah.
Helped them. I even moved one of them to Florida. Like, packed this stuff up, hired the company, moved them.
That's crazy.
He gave me all of his properties, and I sent him a check every month.
Yep. You ever see that one commercial where it's the Dos Equis beer commercial where it's like the most interesting man alive? I swear to God, that's freaking you. Yeah. Like, your personality is so
it's always something new.
It's so slick and sly. He's just like, he's like this little dirty businessman. I love it.
Yeah, I try. I mean, my thing is the mindset is what kills most people. And so my mindset for a long time was really, really bad. Like, I was really hard on myself. Like, I can't fail. I can't do this. Like, I failed too many times. Like, you're unbelievable. I bought those 38 properties, and honestly, there's a lot of lessons that come out of there. Yeah. I teach people. Like, I taught somebody today on the road, you know, how I messed up those.
Yeah.
And so now she won't make the same mistake.
That's amazing.
A 15-unit owner finance portfolio in San Antonio.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, you're always learning. You're always gonna. If you stop learning, that's when
you stop growing.
And you were in the military, correct?
I was in. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, before he gets into his story, we were talking about we wanted to do a game.
There's this new little segment that I came up with today. I was talking to Stefanie. I think you would be a perfect person to try it out on for the first time here.
Yeah.
So you ever, like watching those movies where it's like Secret Detective or somebody's trying to enter the CIA, they're going through the whole little interview process, and we'll say one word, and the first word to come to your head, you have to say.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I know. So I just kind of want to see like how your brain works with like a couple of the things that we've come up with, and just really just base. I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
Let's give it a shot.
I'm not
all right. You can start.
Anything that comes out.
That's okay.
No, you're good.
You can say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. All right. Let me start. Ready? Investing.
Risky.
Interest rates.
Fluctuate.
Business.
Entrepreneur.
Joe Biden.
Made my taxes go up.
Taxes.
Don't pay him no more.
Nah, that's a win. Yeah, you want to go?
My bad. That was more than one word. Sorry.
Nah, it's okay.
I just got on one of Zach's thing this morning. He's talking about no taxes. It's one of my favorite things.
We just met with our tax lady yesterday.
Yeah. my plug. Yeah.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, she's great.
Yeah.
She really is.
She's awesome.
So this year we did I hate to veer off topic already. Go ahead. You go first.
Oh, I only have two.
Oh, go ahead.
My thoughts. So number one, Ty Lopez.
Who?
Ty Lopez.
It's like,
It's like, who is that? Okay.
I heard him. I'm not sure where I know he's in investment.
he's just really into like entrepreneurship, and
Yeah.
he's that one meme on Instagram. He's like knowledge. It's,
Yeah, with all the
like my
books
bookshelf
and then
and
like, the
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini and stuff.
Yeah.
And the next one, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
That's a good one.
Branding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That's great.
Yeah.
So I
He
learned
popped
a
up
lot.
out of nowhere.
There's some things I follow his stuff and I watch. Some things I don't agree with, some things I do. But man, watching his branding and where he went from,
It's crazy.
like to where he is now, I'm like, how? I mean, people pay him.
Because the controversy.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of controversy. Here's the thing: I looked into his stuff because I'm a look. The guy
Hustlers University.
The guy went from like a mediocre kickboxer.
Yeah.
To an overnight
I
sensation.
forget what show that was that he was on. That he
I don't know.
I don't know
he
either.
looked horrible in that show.
Same.
Whatever the show was.
Yeah, exactly.
It was, reality TV shows and to where he is now.
Yeah.
I mean, people send him. I think Hustlers University is what $35, $40, $55 a month.
Yeah, I think it's like $50 a month.
And what? He has probably like over 100,000 people in there.
Oh yeah, he's got. I think there's like 400 and some or almost 500,000 people pay him that every month.
Crazy. Like, it's
How do I replicate this system?
yeah, literally.
That's what I started going down that rabbit hole to see.
Yeah. I think it's just how strong of a personality he is, along with the controversial things that he
That's
says.
what helps them to like blow up.
Yeah,
Just because
that
it
was
steers, people and gets them mad.
And that's the thing. You're always gonna have those people.
Yeah.
I got a long list of them.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
All right, awesome. Well, I kind of want to get back into like the beginning of your journeys, right? So you were saying in the beginning you didn't have the strongest mindset. You were ex-military, and you said you were very hard on yourself. Do you think they correlate in any kind of way?
oh, absolutely. I think military. You think of the military as a big team. And that's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
As I went on through my career, it's always been about I can get this done no matter what. I can get this done. Yeah, I have my small group of people, but the thing is those people in my group have the same mindset. Like we're enslaved to think this way,
Right.
to conquer the enemy and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I took that out, and when I came out of the military, I was very recluse. I didn't.
You kind of felt maybe alone.
Nobody knew anything I did. Like,
Yeah.
My wife never knew I bought one property. I
Wow.
was 38.
Really?
You know how she knew?
How?
Because my mentor out of Cincinnati dropped it on a podcast he was doing one night, and I just happened to be watching it and playing it.
And she was like, "Wait, what?"
And he said my name, and she looked at me and she's like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "Nah." Then he said my last name. She's like, "You're a liar." And I'm like,
Dang.
"Sorry, I've been working."
I've been working.
So, she's never really cared about it. Bills are paid, food's on the table. That's all she cared about.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. Do you believe in more of those like traditional kind of relationships where it's like the woman kind of takes care of the children, she does like the
So
you're the monopoly man.
I wasn't really brought up in that. Both my parents worked hard,
Yeah.
And honestly, I looked at it and I look back on it today, and I'm like, man, you guys really didn't make anything for money, and
Yeah.
it's just, my dad's 70-some years old, he's still working,
Really?
Dang.
and I'm like,
Very retired.
Just out of like the fun of it, of like just.
no. It's
Oh,
because
really?
it's the debt we put ourselves in. It's that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I've set that mission to help people conquer, but if you don't put the work in, you can't do it. Like that's one of my biggest things when I talk to people. It's like, I'll help you.
Yeah.
The minute you don't do the homework or you don't put the work in, like we're done. I won't waste my time. I'll go to the next person.
Yeah.
I looked at my parents, and that was my biggest thing. I didn't want to be that.
Yeah.
So
And based off what you were just saying, where it's like when you realize somebody's not putting the work in, you just let them go. I noticed that perfect example is when you brought your nephew to that one meetup, and you were talking to me about him, and you're really actually using me as like an example for him at the time, just because I was working my 9 to 5, which I still do, and I would talk to you like, hey, during those 8 hours that I'm there, I'm constantly just have bigger pockets playing with my AirPods, and the entire time just taking in as much knowledge as possible. And you're really trying to get him to like influence him to do something similar, where he just learn as much as he can, have questions, and you could always help him out. Yeah. And then I never heard it from him again.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. So I had everything lined up.
Yeah.
His first 2 unit, he was going to live in the bottom.
Right at the top.
I remember that. Yeah.
Pay everything. I got it from another fellow investor as a favor. Like, I had it all locked up. He couldn't even tell me what his credit score is and didn't even care, didn't even want to pull it up, didn't want to go. And I kind of walked him through that. The minute he was like, oh, I'm busy, I'm like,
if they don't want it, then it's never going to happen. And it sucks because, like, even though it's family, it's like you want so much more for them, but you can't really do much. You have to wait until they want it for themselves.
100%.
Yeah, it's true. So let's skip forward a little bit. You're out of the military. You acquire these 38 individual properties.
Wait, who taught you? Like, because I know you talk about your mentors, your mastermind you joined. Yep. Was that prior to buying, or like how did that come about?
So it was in 2000 that my construction company just went bad.
We got to go into that.
There's so much.
COVID, I mean, a lot of things happened. I dipped into residential.
You're also a licensed GC, right?
Yeah, licensed GC from 4 states, Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania. Okay. I think a couple of those might have expired. Pennsylvania, I'm so good. But, I started doing residential, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to chase the work.
Yeah.
And honestly, one of my people that has some hatred towards me, my old business partner, still got a lot of hatred. He had introduced me to wholesaling, and that was it. I sat down and I watched hours and hours and hours and hours.
Was that like the Maxwell, Brent Daniels time frame?
No. So I was in with Jerry Norton. Ace was starting to come up.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of those people, and that's where it was. Then Flip with Rick came out, and it was a lot of those, and that's where I really just started paying attention to all of these people, and doing the wholesale. I remember my first deal.
Run through it real quick.
First deal. I cut my teeth, and I tell you what, I have not done a deal that good since.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah, my first wholesale deal was $40,000.
No way.
Dang. Was it a cold call or what?
It was. So I was running Facebook ads at the time because I was like, I had some money. I was like, I'm gonna go all the way in. This is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Had a lead come out, Toms River, New Jersey. Called, got my price. Went and called. They got it locked up.
Yeah.
Gonna make $40,000. Had some little issues here and there with the mom had died, but the son and the son's wife were both on title. It's just, but COVID.
It's made it a little difficult.
So
it's all e-sign.
Yeah. And judge to say, okay, those two can sign for the mother.
Right.
Finally got done, and I sold it. Made $40,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy for the first one.
That's only $40,000 though. Yeah. Now I look back on what I know today, I've never sold it.
You would have kept it?
That guy, the guy I sold to, flipped it. He made over $100,000.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like,
and plus you already had your contracting business before that, so you could have totally, or not contracting, construction.
Could have made more.
Yeah. I could have made roughly right around 160 on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I would have just kept it.
But hey,
it really kept it and rented it.
Yeah.
You could have did a bird.
Yeah, I could have turned that one as my first property. And, but that was brand new.
Yeah.
It
still gave you a taste and really showed you that it was possible to do a wholesale deal.
Where was that at?
New Jersey.
Toms River, New Jersey.
Thomas Rivers, okay.
Out towards the beach,
Yeah.
So it was fun. And then from there, I just got some here and there and learned more and more and more. And that was the biggest thing, I think in the Bird Vest Academy, my mentorship I'm in, came out right around July, August of 21.
Okay.
I was going to join, caught COVID.
Yeah.
Down out for about 4 weeks. I had a pretty rough time.
Yeah.
After I joined, and they time released the course. So you have to wait week to week.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So, but it's done on purpose because if people get it, they'll blow through the course and be like, I know everything.
Right.
But if you watch, so I would watch it. I still go back every once in a while and watch the mindset. The first week's about mindset. I'll tell you right now, that's the most powerful video in the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I go back and watch it, and that's what I take out to other people because, I'll go to a whole room full of investors and teach.
Yeah.
And I ask every single one of them what they do. What do they do for a job? And every single one of them tells me something else other than real estate investing. I was like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
If nobody knows that you do this, nobody's going to bring you nothing.
Right.
It's true.
So,
Nice. So
biggest thing.
you've blown up pretty recently, just with all of your businesses and, like I said, your investments, and you've met some of the big players as well.
Yeah.
And like you said, you joined Pace Morby's Academy,
Yeah,
right?
joined Pace Morby's group, got in there, doing some deals in there. It's more the Gator lending side.
Right. How's that going
Just
for you?
I mean, if I put more emphasis on it, I could make a lot more money.
Yeah.
But I'm doing great on it. I mean, I made my investment back. Let's just put it that way. And more. So, I'm letting out $5,000 here, getting back $8,000.
Yeah.
Little stuff.
Yeah.
But there's some bigger deals, and I have some partners in there. So now, I can help people go get money to fix and flip.
Mm-hmm.
I can help do those things where you need short-term gap funding and transactional funding, and that's what we basically focus on. But
That's one thing I haven't explored too much was the Gator lending.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to eventually, but we don't even have the capital.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'll tell you, it's funny because I didn't have the capital either.
Yeah.
A lot of mine's tied up in a lot of investments.
Right.
But I took 16 of my companies and got over $100,000 worth of credit card debt on each one.
There you go.
Then I take off all that credit card debt. Now I have my points.
Right.
Because it looks like a transaction. Then I use that money. I send it off to title, to escrow.
Yeah.
They lend it 60, 90 days. I get it back. I pay off the credit card. Plus I have my money.
That's smart.
That's all I've been doing is just rolling that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That is smart.
and I use some of that for my fix and flip. Like I'm trying to do my first transaction where I buy a house on a credit card.
Yeah.
That's my next goal.
That'd be very cool.
Just to do some content on it. So
Nice.
Yeah, you stepping it up with the content?
I need to. That's my biggest thing. So I wanted to make sure my branding was out, and then I was really going to roll on it.
Gotcha.
So my branding is a big thing, and they're putting the final touches on my character.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Do you want to shout your company out?
yeah, I mean, well, it's the Monopoly Man's coming live.
Yeah.
It's going to be about mortgages and real estate investing.
That's awesome.
I'm a licensed mortgage officer originator, so
Yeah.
I'll be able to do mortgages here and there,
Yeah.
all over Pennsylvania. Investment loans I can do pretty much in every state.
That's awesome.
So it's
A lot of DSCRs coming.
oh yeah, the pipeline's already full.
Yeah. Look, if you guys need a loan, we'll leave his information down below.
Yeah,
Check
definitely.
it out.
And what was your construction company called? Was that Yellowfin? Or is
So
it?
no, I was Old Ironsides Construction.
Okay.
And Yellowfin is my holdings company. It's also I also got Yellowfin Property Solutions, Yellowfin Buyers. I got a lot of different companies.
Yeah.
Big Fisherman.
For a lot of different things, and Big Fisherman. In fact, that was part of my trip to Detroit to talk to Matt Ishba, owner of UWM.
Okay.
He's a billionaire.
Wow.
Also the owner of Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And
Oh, yeah, you were just telling me about him.
I forget the female team is down in Phoenix, but he also owns them. So I was up there
Yeah.
talking to him and get some education done. And then I got to go back up and meet with him. So we're going to talk about some stuff for my nonprofit.
Yeah.
That's bigger because I want to get a boat and start beefing up my nonprofit, do some more trips for veterans. So
Nice. And along with the fishing, you happen to dock right next to somebody pretty big.
yeah, I for a long time, used to fish on a dock pretty close to Michael Jordan, and it's funny. I'm always talking smack to a millionaire about not hiring me for his crew. So,
It's fucking crazy. Michael Jordan.
I see him a lot. When you get down to down in Morehead City in North Carolina, he fishes down there. Then he brings his boat up here, and it's up here. He fishes in New Jersey.
Yeah.
City, so
Yeah. That's freaking
it's a lot
amazing.
of fun.
That is crazy.
You got to bring me along sometime.
Yeah.
He just got his new boat, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm anxious to see his new boat.
That's awesome.
So,
How long? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to go to a different topic.
No, it's
Oh,
okay. Go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to go more on fishing, but it's all right.
So
I like fishing.
I was wondering, with all the business ventures you've done when it comes to wholesaling, burr, fixing and flipping, syndication, rentals yourself, like, what's your favorite investment strategy?
ooh.
Well, actually, sorry, before you answer that, I'd like to know what all businesses and investment strategies have you
And Airbnb,
taking
yeah,
part
because I
in.
may have missed some.
Yeah.
I know, like you have like so many businesses that you're in.
I've done a lot. I mean, I have Airbnbs. I mean, I have a wholesaling company where I don't do anything.
Yeah,
except for pay for ads.
We'll get into that after.
yeah, that's a topic we're gonna bring up. Yeah.
So I mean, as far as I had an Airbnb. Township shut me down.
Which township was that in? Is that Hershey?
Fairview Township.
Oh, Fairview.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I know about it. So, but yeah, and all it did is just made me think outside the box.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh, I'll just sell it. I had some problems with selling it. I was like, you know what? I'll just rent it a different way.
Midterm?
Right.
Now I'm good.
Traveling nurses?
Make about $1,000 a month.
No, sober living.
Oh, sober living.
So cash flow is about $1,000 a month. So
Nice. That's awesome.
can't complain.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
A lot of people, like, in regards to real estate, there's so many problems that arise. And a lot of people, they take that where it comes back to mindset. They take that as like, oh my gosh, like, woe is me. I don't know what to do. I'm stressed, blah, blah, blah. But no, it's like these problems that come our way. It's like take that as opportunities to be able to solve that and, get to the next level.
Yeah, that was my biggest things because I actually bought that to fix and flip it.
Yeah. I remember I walked that.
Flipped it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Put it on
this
the
one.
market and
Yeah.
didn't sell.
I did a little video tour for that one too.
Yeah.
Didn't sell, and then next thing you know, somebody in my academy out of California, she was an attorney. She had an Airbnb in Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
She's actually scaling her Airbnb business. She's the one that turned me on to all of it. Like set me up this whole list, how to do this, and this. And
Yeah.
people walked into my Airbnb and they were like, wow.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful property. Yeah.
I had a kids
You went all out on that.
I had a kid's room that was 25 by 25, had 3 slides, had like 4 different PlayStation play areas for them, a TV, I had everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Didn't you put a pond out back too? It's like
I
koi
did.
pond?
I built in a man-made pond with a fountain, lights. And It was a little fancy.
You went
That's
all
so
out.
So,
Yeah, I'd love to eventually just take on a little venture like that, little side quest.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
But going back to the strategies, did I miss anything that you've done?
So what? Day trading?
Oh, well, I didn't. Well, that's outside
So
of
I
real
still
estate,
day
but
trade. I still day trade.
Okay.
One time a day, still day trade.
You have a course for that? That's
So, no,
Kinda like a
I
sibling?
got into another group.
Yeah.
I paid to get into a group where he sends me a message
yeah,
at about 3:50, 3:55, 4 o'clock every day.
yeah.
Then I have about 10 minutes to put the trade in. So it takes me about 3 to 4 minutes to put the trade in every day,
right.
and I'm done.
Yeah.
Light work.
And it makes me a lot of money. So,
Nice.
a lot of money for,
So is it like options or is it?
yeah, it's options.
No, options are so scary.
Yeah. But
Oh
that's
my
why I
gosh.
like you, because it's a system they do.
But if they teach you, if you know it, then you're
And
chilling.
that's my thing. He
Yeah.
tells me what to put in.
Yeah.
That's all I do is follow the strategy. I made good money.
Do you want to tell us on the pod, or is that the secret sauce?
I don't even know. I don't even know what it's called anymore. I can't forget. I forget.
Yeah,
Do you know how much you have to pay for that?
I think it's like $3,000 a year.
that's
that's
not
not
too
bad
bad.
at all.
Yeah,
But last year I think I made 26,000. So
from $3,000.
And do you determine the amount that you're putting in, or does he kind of tell you like?
well, yeah, it starts about 26. I think 26,000 we start with, and I double my money every year.
Yeah.
So this year might be a little different, but I paid $3,000, 5 minutes of my day.
Totally worth it.
Every work day, every like weekday minus holidays
Yeah.
Yeah,
that the market's open.
Just think, 26 grand. That's
Then
half
use
my
money-
salary right there.
Yeah, use money that like you can throw away, like if you
So,
need to.
When I look at it, I was like, when you look at the time
Yeah.
it takes to do it all, 5 minutes a day,
That $1 per hour is freaking crazy.
200 and some days a
Yeah.
year.
What was your highest day?
It always fluctuates. Some days I lose. Like I've lost $3,000 in a day,
Yeah.
but then the next day I make 7 or 8 back.
So you're
So-
yeah.
So you're chilling.
Yeah.
So, and it's in a system where it steps up as you lose.
Yeah.
And then it says, the way it comes back is, and I was like, sure, when I
Yeah.
look at
Give
it,
it a
I'm
shot.
like, it's, a lot of people doing it, and
Yeah.
everybody in there's cash flowing. So
Nice. So once again, I just want to list it out. So you day trade, Gator lending.
Yeah.
You're now getting into mortgage. So
Yeah.
mortgage
yeah.
lending,
yeah, now I'm a licensed mortgage broker,
Right.
syndications,
syndications.
individual holdings,
Yep.
your wholesaling business,
Mm-hmm.
your flipping business.
Yep.
You're not doing your construction anymore, correct?
I still am a little bit for
A little
myself mostly.
Okay,
Okay.
construction, Airbnb.
What are we missing?
You got to hit one more. Where's the 10th?
The sober. You can put sober living because that's
living?
different.
So now you make me think about it. It's funny because now, you did all that. And I just thought about it. I'm like, wow. And don't ask me names because I forget.
Yeah.
I would have to think. But, Skunk Brothers Whiskey. I own part of that company.
You're in a whiskey business? Where's my bottle?
It's always something new.
It's funny you say that because I can't even get my bottle because we live in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Dang.
Like, if I lived in another state, they would send me a bottle.
Yeah.
I can't because we live in Pennsylvania.
Where are they based
Send
out
it to a
of?
little P.O. box.
So they're out of Washington.
Go grab it.
Oh, okay.
So that was one of my COVID purchases. I bought it.
Yeah.
They were just starting, and now they're doing really good. And
That's awesome.
it's just one of those checks you get. And,
Yeah.
so I bought into a tequila company.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue what the name is. I have to look back at my record.
Yeah.
He's just buying things. He don't even know.
So
happens when you
He's
get
like, I
for
got
me-
the money, son.
For me, I was like, okay. I look at the returns. I look at some of the other stuff. And I'm like, what? This is a startup.
It makes
When I
sense.
started up. It's so I threw some money there, and then probably one of my most prized investments I did this year.
Oh, I already know what you're going to say.
What?
It's the child Uber. Yeah.
So it started right here in central Pennsylvania.
And what's it called?
So it's Kid Kaboo.
Kid Kaboo.
My really good friend out of high school, Rebecca Locke, she started the company.
Yeah.
She's in a bunch of states. She's in Dallas, Miami, a lot of other stuff. It is a glorified Uber for kids.
That's amazing.
Taking kids to practice and
Such a good
rehearsals and
fucking idea.
stuff.
Yeah. Is there like an app for it right now or not yet?
I know they have. I know they have some apps. I know they,
Yeah.
So I dug in a little bit about how they do everything because it's a risky business.
Yeah.
You start messing with.
Is it subscription business or is it pay per ride?
Well, I think it's going to be. I think the way she does it is subscription. I haven't dug too much, but I know that she's trying to make this the next Uber.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be, which is why I wanted it now.
Yeah. Get in early.
Yeah, because I have a feeling to gain some momentum and find some bigger investors, like it's really going to take off. And
Yeah.
I mean, we look at Uber. Where was it?
So how do
10 years
I buy some equity in this company?
Right? I can hook you up with Rebecca.
Okay.
She's here. I think she moved back here. She was in New Jersey for a little bit, but she lived right there in Williamsburg.
Wow.
That's
Go for me.
Yeah, not far at all.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we get this refi and I finally have some money,
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. I'd love to check it out.
She's definitely taking on some more investors right now, and
Kid Kaboo.
yeah. So I'm
It's kinda
excited
cool.
to see her journey.
That is,
because
I think it's a great idea,
yeah,
personally.
I think Uber. I mean, 10 years ago, you guys didn't even know Uber.
Nope.
It's a $1 billion company now. So
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it is crazy.
we could have a company blow up out of Central PA. That's $1 billion.
So
Okay.
we're at, was that 13 companies in total?
If I really take a look at it, I think I got 22.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's my favorite number.
Yeah, 22, but I think 16 of them is what I really run and have and fun. I have 2 Amazon stores.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you're in that, too.
This dude does
Oh,
so
shoot.
much.
I did forget about that. He be
forget.
selling on Facebook.
This has to be the title. Man who owns 22 companies over
Yo,
the
the
past 4
title's going to be
years.
so long.
2 years.
And I always want to just get into other stuff. My thing is I want to bring my daughter
It's
in.
like ADHD, man.
Just be like
That thing's
branched
going-
out and have different things.
Your brain's going 100.
So,
So with all those companies and all those different ventures, what is your favorite?
honestly, the one I haven't started yet. So,
Can we talk about it?
yeah, I mean, so a lot of people want me to go into the coaching world. I don't know how many people have told me they'll bet me $10,000 for one-on-one mentoring.
Yeah.
And I kind of refuse to. I'll give it to you for free for right now. Because my rules are do the homework, put the effort in,
Right.
put the work in, I'll help you.
Yeah.
But a lot of people approach me, good friend Brandon Motok, I've always thought, I think we went hand in hand on a lot of things. And I've watched him and, he actually got into a coaching thing and the same guy that got him in has been trying to get me in. So my hardest thing is, what do you teach somebody? If you have like the Swiss Army knife of things,
Yeah.
what do you teach somebody? So
Do you feel as though you're more knowledgeable on one of them than the others? I feel like I know what you're most knowledgeable
But it's like,
on.
do you go with what you're most knowledgeable in, or
Yeah.
more so like
See, that-
passion?
yeah, that's
you know?
the hardest thing for me. But my thing is
And if you're training somebody or coaching somebody,
it should be most knowledgeable, but then it wouldn't push you if it's not your passion too.
Well, the money always works.
So
money doesn't always push you.
Well, this is my biggest thing that really, really holds my back from doing it.
Yeah.
Is I see this in other places. I see people in the academy. I see people elsewhere that pay $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 for mentorships.
Right.
And never bought one property. 3, 4, 5 years later.
It's true.
But that's on them, though.
Correct.
Why don't you just tell me about...
See, that's where I have to get past the personal, like holding it personal to myself. Because to me, if you come into my training and you don't succeed...
You take responsibility for that?
Because you didn't take action. I think it's me. And so maybe one day I'll get over that and I will start it. But that's honestly, that's really what I want to do. That and then have more time for my nonprofit.
Yeah. Would you like to go into your nonprofit a little bit before we dive deep into wholesale?
So I run Call of Duty Outdoors. Also got a DBA in there as well as a Call of Duty home program.
Okay.
I try to flip houses throughout that one. Also try to donate 2 houses to disabled veterans a year. So
that's awesome.
That's my biggest goal, and I really want to get that one ramped up. So
that's exciting.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really good.
You've done so fucking much, man.
Yeah, I try, man, stay busy. A lot of people, it's funny because people always ask me, when do you have time to do anything? I'm like, I don't.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you hopping on and making time for this.
Yeah, honestly. I'm over here running 5 minutes late.
I know.
You're good.
So how do you stay organized and, with your schedule just being so diverse with all these businesses?
So I'm all over the place. I got piles of paperwork everywhere and everything. I've actually been looking at a lot of different things. I've been looking at like a Mercedes Sprinter van.
Yeah,
it's all decked out with the office in the back.
That'd be sick.
That'd be so cool.
Looking at trying to hire a driver.
Yeah.
For where I drive.
Yo, you'd be the first in the area.
Because I looked at how much time I spend on the road for different things I do.
Yeah.
And if I took all that time back and focused it on working,
you're able to work in the back of the van.
Right.
I can work more, and I can actually, I forget who it is. Somebody said it. I watched a YouTube video on what they do. They separate everything out and say, hey, put a list together from what you do from when you wake up to when you go to bed. Put a smiley face next to it if it brings you happiness. And
that's smart.
Is it Dan Martell? Because I know he has a book called Buy Your Time Back.
Yeah, I think that's who it is. And he does the whole money thing. You put money out there.
I think
whatever you do that makes you money. And then, I think you do the money sign with a circle whenever it leads to money. And then everything else, you take that and put in a job description, and you hire somebody to do that.
Wow.
That's smart.
So that's where I've been at, as far as trying to do that. I think a driver and / secretary, somebody but it's contagious. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Real estate investing around me is very contagious. And, I want somebody to be there for a minute, but
I know what you mean.
Contagious. Those people will be buying properties
in no time because they hear it so much. Yeah.
And that's what I started doing when I started selling off my investment properties here locally. I sold them to my tenants who I taught how to invest.
Wow.
Yeah.
I took my time out.
So he's out here coaching everyone for free.
Yeah.
It's all about, they say, the 5 people who you're around, too. It's so big.
That was a big thing. I mean, one of my first big people I met in the industry was Grant Cardone. I went to his event, and I was in my $200 tuxedo. I got custom made in Korea, and everybody in there, their watches cost more than my own net worth when I went.
Yeah.
So,
how much was his meeting to attend?
So it was when they called me, I watched one of his videos. They called me, and I was being a smart ass, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going unless I got the diamond package." And so she calls me back. She said, "Actually, we'll do one more ticket for a diamond package for you." And she tells me the price. I said, "Well, you guys give a military discount." And so I took this $30,000-$40,000 ticket, and I paid $5,000 for it.
No way.
And I went to Grant Cardone's event back in 2021, right before COVID.
That's crazy.
You're quite the salesman.
I was just being it smart. I was never going to go.
Yeah.
But I had the money, and they funded the ticket, and I was like, I can't not go.
Was it well worth it?
Oh, my word. It was worth it to see the energy in everyone in this and
yeah.
I wish I would have went now.
Yeah.
half those people would be my investors.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long.
You got the knowledge now.
Yeah. And that's where I'm like, man, I actually was looking at going this.
Yeah, you should go again.
When is it?
I believe it's next month or April.
Yeah. You're a very convincing person.
Yeah.
We want to do that, like go to more like events and like masterminds and stuff. That's why we were asking you about that one.
Yeah.
But I also want to say thank you for your service too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Is what it is. But yeah, it was a great event. I mean, I seen Pitbull the rapper on there. Alex Rodriguez, famous baseball player.
Yeah.
Like all these famous people, and I'm in there because in this ticket it comes with like a special after party, and I'm in with all these people, and I'm just like,
holy shit,
I'm shy.
That's crazy.
I wasn't out of my shell then.
Yeah.
I barely talked to anybody still.
You were quiet back then.
Yeah. I was very quiet. Like you would never catch me going on live on Facebook. Like, I wouldn't post anything. I wouldn't nobody know anything I did or anything about me because I always thought people would use it against me. People still try to, but I just don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Life goes on.
I'm still winning at the end of the day. Yeah.
And that's where I look at, I'm sad no matter what.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. So I do want to dive a little bit deeper into your automated wholesaling.
You guys want the secret sauce.
Of course we do.
That's my secret sauce. So I partnered with a company. Somebody approached me in the industry, about known people.
Yep.
And was like, I have this. And so basically, I pay the ad spend. They do everything.
They do everything from the appointments, the negotiations,
the CRM.
They do everything from
KPIs,
publishing the ads,
to
getting the leads, calling the leads, having the CRM for it. They call the leads, they vet the leads, they contract the leads. These people do novations, they do creative financing, they do everything.
Dang.
And man,
that's crazy.
On fire. And what they're doing is a test run with me.
Yeah.
To see, I actually don't want them to take it anywhere else.
I was going to say, it sounds like a newer company. Because I was going to say a company, but I don't think it's it. No. Should I say it or not?
No, it's probably not. It's not.
Lead Mining Pros?
No.
I think that's what it's called.
I do. I know Nick.
Yeah. He spoke. Yeah, he spoke at Zach's meetup.
So Nick, he does some other stuff. But it's not Nick.
No. You gotta put us on, man.
So, that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on them to finalize some stuff, and because they're talking about rolling out a package and all.
Right. So
right now, I only do half of the United States.
Oh, okay.
If you draw
only half
down the middle, like Minnesota the whole way down, or Texas.
Yeah.
I do this half. So
okay.
I do. And most of that stuff out west is not me.
Gotcha. So, my only question then would be, if they're looking to put more people in your position where they automate their entire business, how do you distinguish like what leads you're going to get versus what would this other person get?
Yeah.
So the thing is your ad campaign is your ad campaign.
Okay.
So those leads come into you; they're exclusive to you.
Gotcha.
Now if they click on 15 different ads, then
who knows?
But that's what people do. You got to think in our area. When people go into Facebook and they click all the ads, if they're wanting to sell their house because they are distressed, they're going to click on 5 or 6 different ads until they're sick of clicking on ads.
Right. Yeah, it's like anytime you do get some kind of inbound lead, you always have competition coming along with it.
Yeah. So that was a big thing for me, is looking at that, and they have everything set up to call within 5 minutes. That's one of the biggest headaches I had. Whenever I ran my other wholesale business, I still run that, but I don't do ads anymore over there. And so one of my biggest things I've had a problem with was calling people within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you don't make the contact in 5 minutes, chances of losing that lead are pretty high. So that's the hardest part.
Do you make your own ad copy, or they do the ad copy too?
So they do ad copy. That's another secret sauce thing. In Facebook, you can find every ad that's in Facebook. There's a database. It's free. Everybody go in there and look.
Yeah.
So you pull the top performing ad for this type of thing.
Oh, wow.
Secret sauce.
Yeah. That's the secret. That's my drop right there.
That's the gem.
Go check it out.
Yeah. So you can get in there, and the ad library shows you every ad. So you got a tree service. Tree services, Central Pennsylvania. Bam. It'll pull up every ad that runs in your area.
For chooses.
Yeah.
And you can look up everything. So
with this company, do you determine how much you're going to put in for the ad spend that month, or do they kind of give you an amount?
Like a set rate?
Yeah, usually it's about set rate.
Set rate?
Yeah, usually I'm spending about $15,000 a month.
Okay.
On ad spend.
And how much is the return on that? Like you're seeing.
Look at his face.
We're getting into
like
the number.
$100. Oh no.
Is it good or is it?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm in month 2. We've closed 14 deals this month.
Oh shit!
We'll probably do almost 400 grand.
Shut up.
But now that's a split though. But yeah.
But still, that's crazy.
What's your percentage on the
You
split?
spend money to make money.
50-50?
The 50-50 split. So
That's fucking insane.
Man, the secret sauce.
I know it is.
Yeah, you gotta plug us in with some of this
Secret
stuff.
sauce. I'm just
Yo, I
trying
feel like
to-
we would
You
go
know-
crazy with
Imagine like
online.
Imagine two young people get into this early.
Are
You
you
know how
ready?
far we could go.
Are you ready?
We're ready,
I'll
man.
plug you guys in on this. one,
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do
ready?
it.
I swear we're ready.
because this is what we'll do.
I'm
Yeah.
quitting the 9 to 5 in like 2 months.
Look, hey,
You heard his words here.
look, I heard
What are we
it.
in? February?
Y'all heard
March?
it. Y'all
April?
heard it.
Sorry, 3 months. 3
Everyone
months.
heard it.
No, he said 2 months.
I've always said May.
And you know what?
I just
got
calculated wrong.
2 months. he'll
He
quit.
said 2. Oh
quit.
shoot.
He'll
So
quit.
not
Damn. Not May anymore.
Hey,
2
he's gonna
months.
quit in 2 months. You know why? I'm gonna put him on this plug.
Okay.
So here's the thing I've been working on Google.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wait,
did you know that nonprofits get $10,000?
You told me about this.
Free ad spend.
I didn't know that.
So I'm working through the paperwork right now. Once I have $10,000 worth of ad spend for PPC ads,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run wholesaling leads. And I'm going to use my nonprofit and I'm going to partner with them so they can make money and they make money. And then I can still, this is where I'm going to pull my houses from.
Yeah.
That I fix and I donate every year. So if y'all want in,
We do want it.
now's the time.
So do we have to start a nonprofit then?
No.
That'd be cool though. I'm down to start one.
So we start one company, right? That partners with the nonprofit. We'll structure the deal of
Yeah.
what they get back on it, and basically they'll run the ads. The ads will kick to you, to us, and then we'll run them.
You know what's crazy? I already have something like I want to do, but I don't want to say it.
Is it a nonprofit or something?
Like,
related to
yeah, that could be really big, but like has purpose all behind it. You know, we can talk after about it.
Is this something I know about?
I don't think so. No.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I mean, that right there is the plug.
Okay.
That's where I'm.
Secret
at.
sauce number
The
2.
thing is I don't have the time to do it. I was trying to clone myself. Like,
Yeah.
I talked to these people in China about cloning myself.
China. Talk to Elon Musk.
So I wish I had more of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some
That's-
AIs
that's
walking
the
around.
biggest- yeah,
AI
that's the
Jeffs.
biggest, yeah.
I'd be scared.
My mind's still on 2 months.
take
with
over
this
the
guy.
world.
2 months.
2
What's
months.
what's the date?
It's on.
Well, maybe
2
we
months.
shouldn't date this podcast.
Don't date this.
Yeah, don't date the podcast.
But 2 months. 2 months.
I mean, I hope so. I don't want.
It's in.
I'm tired of being
It's
there.
done. Look.
Man,
y'all
literally
spoke it.
2 months.
You
You
spoke
spoke
into
it.
existence.
It's true. It's true.
Like, we're
So
gonna
if
make
he
it happen.
doesn't, like, there's no, you have
Yeah,
to.
if
Well, yeah, I
you
have
don't,
to.
guess who's going to make the money?
Well, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta be in there.
There you go.
Hey, we'll be in the penthouse, right? Look at that. Like,
I'll be in my warehouse.
we'll
Hey,
be
guys.
with Pitbull, you know.
Grant
Wanna get in the
Cardone,
private
Michael
jet?
Jordan.
Wanna get in the private jet?
I'd love the PJ.
That'd be pretty
Nice.
cool.
We were just talking about that actually.
It's a bucket list.
Yeah.
Is that
I
coming up soon
believe.
for you?
I truly believe you're gonna get one.
Yeah. So, I still have some of my GI Bill money, so I'm gonna go get my pilot's license.
Okay.
And I'll work on buying a jet.
There you go.
I'm nothing crazy, you know. I'm not trying to buy a Grant Cardone style big one like that. But
Yeah.
Right.
you know, the thing
Yeah,
is,
it's a nice little
about time.
6
Got
to
some
8 seater.
masterminds on it.
But that's the thing. My buddy lives in Pittsburgh, owns a construction company,
Yeah.
bunch of cart lots. He has a jet,
Wow.
but he leases it to other people.
Right.
He uses it-
Jet's paying for itself.
They pay for it. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
an Airbnb
Plus, you get the
on
tax write-off.
steroids.
Yeah. So that was my thought process.
Yeah.
Is
Just lease it
sit
out.
you know, and
Does he still have access to it then whenever he needs it?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, he just puts it on the calendar whenever he needs it,
Okay.
and whatever is open is what the other people can grab.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Do you ever get a helicopter?
I thought about it.
Are those more risky though?
So you just can't fly as far.
Mm.
There's just a little different type of flying.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, just give me a little jet. And
Yeah.
When you're in the military, were you on helicopters a lot?
yeah,
Yeah. Did you ever jump out?
I did jump out of a couple of them.
Yeah.
Mostly airplanes, but
Yeah.
That's so cool.
when I first joined,
Yeah.
went for that no more. Wasn't a lot of helicopters in Iraq, but
Yeah.
sometimes they went tink tink when people shot at us. But
Oh.
hey,
It happens.
Yeah,
just another day in the military.
yeah, it's true.
How many years?
That one almost got you.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say, how many years did you serve?
I was right at 20.
20.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Dang.
So,
You start when you were 18?
yeah. So
Right away.
So you didn't go to college at all?
No, grew up here.
Yeah.
Was at Cedar Cliff. I was parents. Nobody in my family ever went to college.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
Anyone else military?
no,
Just you?
nobody was military. Everybody just
Working class?
nobody did anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
working class. Just get a job and work hard. And I was like,
I don't want to do
no
this.
plan for life. So
Mm-hmm.
the guy set his booth up next to me at school and told me he'd give me $12,000. I was like,
12 grand.
Wow.
sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do a certain amount of pull-ups to get in.
Nah.
I know at our school, whenever they brought
That's a
that
Marine one. Yeah, that's a Marine one.
They always had
practice.
yeah.
Yeah.
they always had the pull-up bar with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I 12 grand. I was like, yeah, sign me up and going. Next thing you know, I'm at Fort Benning, Georgia. Then I went to Germany for 8 years.
My
Years.
goodness.
Did you speak German?
Yeah, some a little bit, not anymore. As much,
Mine.
but yeah. So I spoke a lot more when I was there, but
Yeah.
it's fine because I talked to Carolyn, the realtor, and
Oh,
Oh,
so we talked a
yeah.
lot
that's so cool.
That is.
Yeah.
talk a lot about Germany.
That's awesome.
Nice.
In fact, I met somebody in my mastermind. We went to one of the conferences, and she knows that we hung out a lot of the same places when we were both there.
Yeah.
She's from Germany. I was just there, stationed there. So
Such a small world.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Wait, so I want to just real quick touch base back on that automated wholesaling.
We're all over the place.
I know, we are, but there's just so much about this
I know
guy.
there
that's
is.
me.
I know.
That's how our podcasts have been recently. It's not like a consecutive thing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, here. But it's kind of fun. Keeps entertaining.
Yeah.
It is.
Anyway, so back to that. Are you touching any deal? Are you walking into any property? Are you making any offer? Are you signing any, like, other than just the ad spend
Are
itself?
you just picking up the check at the
here's
closing?
what I do.
He just
Here's
gets that
what I
wired
do.
right in every month.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
I see the money come out of my account for ad spend
Yep.
daily.
Daily.
I
Okay.
check the CRM system just because I want to make sure KPIs are still up.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's all I ask for. And why is something stalled? I want to perfect their system too, and I want to get more deals closed. And then the only other thing I check is
How much I
wire
made.
transfers. All of my wire transfers.
That's so
I
insane.
never have
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant company.
So, and that's one. That's one of those.
Just one.
Yeah, that's a fully automated one. That's why I like that.
Right.
Now my other one's a lot different.
So how are they determining whether they want to do a wholesale or innovation? Is that just strictly on their strategy?
Yeah, on their strategy.
Okay. What do they think would be
Whatever
best?
they're willing to offer, you know. So
Right.
some go to innovation, you know.
That's whatever the seller is
That's
open
what
with.
people
That's
are
a
pushing
good
now.
partnership. So you just put up the funds, they deal with everything else. You know.
Yep.
I want to do that.
And that's, yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm like, this is gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for y'all because you can't do this.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel bad too, like, because a lot of people ask me. I had some people in my, somebody asked me because I actually work with. She sending me a lot of leads.
Yeah.
She needs a little help comping sometimes, and then she needs help offering. So I'll make offers. We split deals too.
Yeah.
So I'll make offers, and then I'll take them to closing. You know, I'll find a buyer. I got so many people in the network.
Right.
It was easy. I still have time to sift through everything. So she's got her cold callers, and I think I put in 57 offers in the last 4 days for her.
Oh my gosh.
I got another 20 in my pocket right now that I need.
57 in 4 days.
Jesus. We need to step our game up a little bit.
Yeah.
But hey, we just got approved for some funding today on a property. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Our first guy said no to the deal, but then our second guy was like, "Yeah, we'll fund it."
No, private money.
Private money.
So remember, I got all that too.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
we
you
might
know.
as well talk to him. Oh, we do have another one coming up, but it's actually our, hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood. Hopefully our first creative deal coming up.
Oh yeah, the one we were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, you know about it?
Yeah, we told him
Yeah.
at the meetup.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
because the address.
Yeah.
I'm in for a creative deal. I really want my friend Barbara to get this creative deal because I really want to put some content out too about it because she's got a nice package in San Antonio, and I'm like, if I can help her with this one, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
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 She goes from 0 units to 15.
That's
That's
exciting.
amazing.
Yeah. How old is she? Is she young or older? Or?
No, she's older. She's probably, I would say, 50s. She owns
That's
a tow-
exciting though.
She has a
you
tow
know?
truck business in San Antonio. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's never too late to get into the business.
No,
not at all.
It's funny because I look at that, and I just had this conversation with somebody the other night, and she's like frustrated because I got this going on, I got this going on, I got this going on, and this. And I asked her, I'm like, how old are you? And she's like, 36. And I said, guess what? At 36, I barely had any money.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I just turned 45, so I mean, my first investment property I bought about 42.
That's crazy.
So, and I made some good money before that, but at 36, I was still in the military and I was broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
anything's possible.
Yeah, and that's where, like, I've watched people. Listen, I watched somebody in my academy who spent 20 years in prison.
Yeah.
His charges were a little chumped up. Charges, whatever.
Yeah.
20 years. He gets out. Now, while he was in prison, he was on every Zoom call. Anytime he had questions, he would ask.
I mean, he had all the time in the world.
In the Facebook group, he would ask any question. But he was on every Zoom call. He took notes. He went to the academy. He lived and that's what he did every day.
Yeah.
And he tried to tell people in prison this, and this. I mean, he got out about a year and a half ago. About a year ago. I'd say right now he's 4 units already.
Wow.
4 units.
Oh, 4 units. Okay.
But still, from
from prison. That's great.
Some people,
first one in less than 3 months.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Some people have all the knowledge. They look at YouTube University, get stuck in analysis paralysis, and never buy one unit.
Yeah. So watching him buy that, and I'm like, then he kept going, and today he's looking for more and more offers, and that's everybody's thing is they're like, I just can't find a deal. I'm like, yeah, because nobody knows what you do, one, and two, you ain't putting in offers.
Yeah.
If you don't put on offers, you can't lose a deal.
Even if you don't have the money, like Skyler and I, we just put an offer in on a 4 unit. We didn't have the money. We didn't know where the money was coming from.
If you listen to our last podcast,
I
I hope he doesn't watch this because he's asked how much money we had, but we.
Here's my thing. So one of my biggest misconceptions before I got into real estate was you had to have money.
That was my that brings me back.
Anytime I talk,
I went through this my whole life.
Yeah.
Thinking only rich people do this. And so you had to have money to buy this. You had to have money to do this. So I didn't buy my first house till I want to say I was 36 when I bought my first house.
Yeah.
Because it was in San Antonio. I bought my first house and then I sold it. Big mistake. I bought it at 218. That thing's worth almost $500K.
Oh shoot!
And I sold it in 18.
It's crazy
to buy my house up here, but now my house up here's got 200 some K in equity.
And now Texas has better real estate than up here.
So looking at
I gotta come back to your house over here.
I was in the same thing. I was
bar night.
Sitting at. So you had to have tons of money. Then I realized you don't have to have any.
And that's when
you just have to have the knowledge.
Yeah.
Literally. So
Knowledge
you
is
remember
power.
that Christmas meetup we had, that breakfast?
Yep.
That literally changed my life.
Yeah.
It was you,
Oh, my
Justin,
word, yeah, I remember.
and Jay.
Yeah.
And you were like, Stefanie, why don't you have your first investment deal yet? And I was like, I don't have money.
I remember we were getting on.
And we're like, all right, so you guys, you don't need money. And then you explained the whole process you guys were going about it. And I was like, all right, just wait. The next meetup, I'm going to have my first deal. Then it was like a week after that, got the fix and flip.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember because then that was one of the biggest things that people would go into is
Misconceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time you ask somebody, what's the biggest holdups? There's two things that they always say: can't find a deal, can't find the money.
You find the deal, you got the money.
I'm like, who'd you ask?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about who you know, like who you're around, who you're talking to. You can't talk to someone that never done a deal
Like
before.
people were like, you're going to talk to a billionaire? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Tell me no? The thing is, I don't know. Some people jump into their pants, but usually they put them on one leg at a time. I'm the same kind of person.
Yeah.
He's got a family. He's got kids. I got kids. I mean, it's all.
It's just a relationship
Same
you're
person.
building. And stuff.
Yeah.
They're all the same people.
And that's how you were when you
Yeah.
spoke to Michael Jordan. Well, MJ.
And so those are the things that. Yeah,
Didn't he say something to you where he was like, Jeff, no one's like really come up to me and just
Yeah,
have
he did because he was
like a normal.
He knew I was always a smart ass to him.
Yeah.
He's like, man, nobody ever talks to me like this because nobody nobody.
Everyone puts everyone else on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And my thing is I give those people respect. And,
of course.
I don't even know Michael Jordan makes some kind of crazy, foolish number every day.
Oh yeah, insane.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I talked to Matt Ishmael. He makes $40 million a month.
Yeah.
Wow, a month.
Life goals.
Tell me about it.
But those are the kind of things that people get shy and they don't want to talk to them. Like, you know. And I remember the first time I talked to Brandon Motok, you know, I was brand new. I had no clue. I was like a babbling idiot. Now it's like we have lunch here and there and talk about businesses.
Yeah.
What we're both doing. And he said, oh, man, I never thought of that. Yeah. Oh, man, I never thought.
Bounce off ideas.
Yeah, it's that. That's what it is. And
yeah,
it takes you to the next level. You know, I remember going and sitting down with Rob for his podcast because he was like looking for somebody. I was like, I'll come talk to you.
Yeah.
I went there, and the whole drive I went to there, I thought, how can I bring value to these guys?
That's what
because they've been doing this for how long?
Right.
I mean,
you already feel like they have all the knowledge in the world, so it's like, how can I be some part of value?
So I went in there, and it's funny because I talked to Mike, one of my first wholesaling deals after my New Jersey one. Actually, I think a little bit before this one, but this one really fell out. Was out by Pincher Lake, and Mike walked it, and he laughed at me, and I was like, man, I felt so bad because he's looking at all these things. I was like, man, I've never looked at all this, you know, as a wholesale deal. And I was like, man. So, but he spent the time and stood there for an extra 15, 20 minutes talking to me about questions I asked him.
Yeah.
The money, this and that. And the guy didn't have to.
No, they're great.
It's just,
So I knew going back into the room with him, his brother, I was like, man, I got to bring something. And so I brought something. I brought something about the solar pieces on big multifamilies.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
I never thought about.
Yeah.
It's all about bringing value at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm just astonished with like how far you've come in such little time.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy.
It is.
Knowing like you were in that predicament where you had like Mike, a guy we know, just kind of like showing you the ropes of a wholesale deal a couple of years ago. Versus like where you are now.
It is.
It's like
I sit back and I think about a lot of that. You know, I have people in my academy and talk about, man, I can't get a deal. It's been 2.5 years and this, that.
Yeah.
I say, you want me to sell all my properties? I'll start all over again. You want to I'll sell them all.
Yeah.
I'll start over again.
Once you have the
Make
knowledge.
a whole TV show. Start from zero.
I'll start over again. It's not.
They already, they did
that with Grant Cardone.
It was Grant Cardone, Ed Milet, and somebody else, I think.
They have one with Ed?
I thought it was Ed Milet.
No,
I don't know.
It's not?
Oh, my word. I can't think of his name now.
I don't know.
Because he did the
it's Undercover Billionaire. Right?
He did the bar in Erie.
The bar in Erie?
That you were talking about. Stein?
I don't know.
Stern?
Howard Stern?
No. Man, Glenn Stein?
I don't know.
It's not ringing a bell.
He's a billionaire, owns
a
bunch of stuff. He did Underdog.
Oh, I know why I said Ed Milet. It was actually originally supposed to be Ed Milet, and then he canceled last second, and they asked Grant, and then Grant came in and did it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I think he built a $5.3 million business in 90 days.
Fuck, it was funny.
Crazy.
My wife's from close to there.
Oh, really?
So whenever they were in Florence, she grew up in Canyon City, like 40 minutes down the road.
No way.
Like I was out there trying to buy a business, and it fell out. I was trying to buy a sign company out there, and it fell out. And then now I'm still working on another business in her
It's always another one.
Well, the thing is
the rain doesn't snow.
It's a bar, a really well-known bar in the town.
Yes,
the building. And so
it's real estate.
That's perfect. She wants owner financing, doesn't want any money, doesn't want to pay any taxes. Or maybe I'm,
easy peasy.
Not to the IRS, but help her, achieve her goals.
There you go.
So
that's another thing I feel as though you're like extremely knowledgeable on is creative financing. Like trying to underwrite and structure these large multifamily 50, 100, 200 plus unit deals like all through creative financing. It's astonishing
to make it a win-win for everyone.
So what's insane is honestly the bigger the deal, the easier it is.
It's just more numbers.
Yeah. It's just, when you look at it,
more zeros,
the way it works, and the way you can do different things, it all works in the end.
You can make it always work somehow.
And that's where, when you buy one house versus 100 units, it's a little harder to do the under financing on one unit versus 100.
It's true.
So, but if you have the right person and you structure it, here's my thing. I put it on paper. Here's the numbers.
Yeah.
here's what you're going to pay back to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Here's what you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or here's what you're going to gain.
Right.
Do it this way. And I mean, you
just use logic to win them over.
I used it. And then a lot of mine are foreclosures.
Yeah.
So.
Like the big multis?
No.
Oh, okay.
More the singles.
The singles.
Ones. But, I keep them for 2 years. I'll help you try to build your credit back. Whatever else you do, that's on you. But
right.
Yeah.
I try to help people. But yeah, big multis. I mean, you can find some. I have 2 in Louisiana that are being sold because they're not performing.
So what do you do about like property management whenever it is these out of state larger deals? Do you hire out?
Oh yeah, you have to hire out.
You
hire out. Or the good thing about me is I have a large private academy. There's like 3,000 people in there.
Yeah.
Somebody knows somebody.
We have a ton of real estate agents. And so sometimes I'll just hire a real estate agent in that local area from the academy. They know me. They know my intention. I know them.
Mm-hmm.
It's that.
And they may not charge
that
as much as that property
Yeah.
management.
Or that's just an extra piece to supplement their income.
Right.
That they're investing they're a realtor full time, and here's an extra $10,000 a month.
Right. Do you know
property manage?
How many states you own properties in?
I'm in Florida, Arizona, Pennsylvania,
New Jersey,
Delaware.
I have one in Delaware.
Yeah.
That's it for right now.
What's your favorite state?
Honestly, my favorite state's one I'm not in. I want to get into like Alabama, Louisiana is not a bad state.
Yeah.
One of the things that scares me most is hurricanes.
Yeah.
I lived in Louisiana during Katrina and Rita.
Oh, jeez.
So a little rough.
Yeah.
So one thing that worries me the most is that kind of stuff. But
So what's your big picture goal? Do you see yourself ever coming to a point in time where you're like, okay, I've made enough money, I have enough equity in these companies, I can now sell?
Are you ever going to retire?
So it's funny because everybody always asks me. I'm like, I'll just retire tomorrow. My thing is
one more day.
Well, I look at it and I'm like, do I really retire? Like, would you? Really
I don't think you're ever gonna retire.
I don't think so.
Like, I do want to go travel and this and that, and eventually, maybe I will. I mean, the thing is, I look at it now and I'm like, it's great. My big thing is I like to help other people out. Like, I just came on board with my buddy Justin to help him grow his mortgage company.
Yeah, I feel like you're just now like.
I think I got 4, 5, 6 loans in the system in less than 30 days.
And you just started.
That's amazing.
So
I feel like you're still like kind of just still stepping your toes, just like all these businesses. Yeah. So it's like you probably still got years and years of
it's
grinding those out.
I do, and that's as long as my health stays, sometimes it hurts. It's hard to do things. I got some brain injuries that aren't as friendly sometimes, but my thing is
I'll make you a deal. You help me with real estate, I'll help you with health.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
There you go.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah. That was my thing, is trying to get, and the more I go and the more I can get my time back, the more I take my health back and that kind of stuff. So it's about spreading it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Health is wealth. Like, people don't take that serious. Like, it's so true. Like, if your mindset's not right, if your brain's not right, you're not going to get anywhere. If your body's not right, you just got to make sure everything's all solid.
I got a couple things right now we're working on. So.
Yeah.
Probably going to need surgery, but once I get that done, it should change a lot of things.
It's awesome.
A big change in me. So it took all these years to figure it out.
Yeah. Have you seen that one guy? You would know his name. I don't remember his name. He basically he'll take your blood and then he runs all these special tests on it.
Gary Barrera? It's 10X Health. 10X Health.
Yeah, he's partner with Grant Cardone.
Man, I binge watched all his podcasts. It's crazy.
Nice.
Was it Dana White?
Dana White, yeah. You see what he did with him and kind of changed his whole lifestyle.
So he's able to determine based off of your blood sample within 3-month time frame of when you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then he's able to go through and give you the supplements that are required, where your deficiencies are,
to help you change your whole life.
Would you ever do something like that?
Well, that's the thing. I just did a 26 panel probably in October.
Yeah.
One of those big ones like that. But a lot of it stems from a tumor.
Okay.
So yeah,
Ooh.
so you get that removed, and we'll be good to go.
As long as it's not cancer.
Before when it first happened, when I first like had it back in 2011, like I was like concerned I was going to die and everything else.
Yeah.
We've just monitored, but some things have progressed, and so I got some stuff scheduled. But that's
you gotta get that taken care of.
Minor setback.
Yeah, we need you here, Jeff.
Yeah, that's my minor setback.
That's okay.
But yeah, that right there contributes to a lot of things we never paid attention to.
But look at you, know, having that, but accomplish so much too.
Yeah,
like
there's some days. I mean,
you wake up, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Stay in bed all day.
As long as you got your laptop, still get some shit done.
And that's where I try to, man. And that's, it's a struggle. And the good thing is I have the right people around me, and now I have the right people. Like one of my good business partners, we started Blue Crab Investments as one of our other companies. So she's in Maryland.
Yeah,
she's a nurse, and like my wife's in clinicals now for ultrasound. So all these people come together.
Yeah,
like, bam, bam, bam.
Jeff, come on.
Yeah. So well, now they're starting to figure out a lot of things. A lot of things do stem from overseas and some conditions. But hey,
yeah,
I'll live with those.
Yeah. Any PTSD? Yeah.
A lot of rough things.
That's rough.
Especially when I get out towards some bigger cities. It's not for friendly.
Yeah.
So, but hey, it is what it is.
He lives.
To make it.
Live on.
I've learned to cope, and I always catch myself doing different things. But hey, that's why that's probably one of the bigger things about the whole real estate thing. Is it lets me take my mind outside of all that stuff and just focus. And I mean, you guys have both heard me when I come to somewhere and I just start laying it down.
Yeah, it's like everyone just.
I get onto a podcast, or I get onto a Facebook Live, or I get onto something. And I'm just like, bam, laying it down.
No.
And then I end up putting so much out. People are like, wow, but
it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we do truly appreciate your time and coming on here.
It's been fun.
There's so much knowledge that
I know. Man, I need to get one of my goals this year was to get on more things, a couple more speaking events, and try and go on some bigger stages, and and to kind of tell my story, to the motivation. Like I really want to get. I want to get to the place where I come into a stage and just fire people up.
Yeah.
And your story too. There's a lot of veterans that come out and they're homeless, and they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. So I'm sure your story is just so inspiring.
You're doing your charity work for them. It's amazing.
That's that was another. I'm working on creating a new Facebook group. Kind of like they have a military millionaire one, but I'm trying to create something similar and try to just beef that community and drop that knowledge in there. Because it's honestly, if you have the people to put the work in, you can do it all day long.
Oh, for sure.
The problem is nobody wants to. Everybody takes the easy road out and don't want to do nothing. Go punch their clock from 9 to 5, and
I'm tired of it.
They're content. But see, the thing is you've already taken the steps and the action. This is why you're sitting here.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I saw you at the meetup the other night. You took that step. Like that's the problem where people don't take those steps. Or, I'll watch a YouTube video and then I'm done.
Yeah.
You don't understand how many people want to get into wholesaling. I saw right here. Flipper Freak has a whole course. It's free. Great content. I need you to watch this whole course, and then let's talk about it. 4, 5, 6 months, a year later, people haven't even cracked their course open.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're just not hungry. You not want to do it.
I feel like it's just people probably don't have the passion for it. Where I know, like personally for myself, and I'm sure many other real estate investors, like it's something I truly was passionate about ever since a young ass age, like middle school time frame. It's what I've always wanted to do. Yeah. So for me to actually take the action, it just feels natural. I want to say it's like, why wouldn't I? Almost. Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, when I started wholesale, it was the same way. I mean, when I started, I was like, yeah, let me get that money.
Yeah,
because I thought that's what it was about. Then I realized it's nothing to do with that.
It's not about money.
Not even close. Yeah. You wouldn't even begin to fathom how many wholesale deals I could have had, but turned away because they could make more money over here doing this.
Oh, we just turned one down. Yeah. Just because it just didn't feel right.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And somebody called me. Somebody talked to me the other day about loan. And I said, why? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now, no. Like, yeah, I want to do the loan for them. I want to make some money, but no. It's like, here's what you should do. If it was me, this is what I would do. But if you still want to go this route, we can go that route.
Yeah.
The thing is, and that's where when I walk into a wholesale deal, that's the first thing I lay out. Hey, look, I'm here to talk to you about buying a house. I may or may not buy it. And I'm going to say right now, if I ain't the right fit and I can see it, I'm going to tell you the right way to go. You're going to choose whatever you want to do.
Right.
So, but I'll help you go that way.
Yeah.
So
that's what it's about.
It is.
It's about, it is. It's when you help somebody, it changes the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's people call me all over about things.
Yeah. Like 5 years later, it's like, Jeff, you changed my life.
Yeah. Or they were referred by so-and-so, so, hey, you help so-and-so out foreclosure, I'm in the same situation. Well, hey, let's do this,
Yeah.
And when you do that, it's your name goes out.
Yeah.
Of course, that's why I want to get the branding out. Because everybody knows call it Monopoly Man then.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everybody plays
Everyone knows Monopoly.
Everybody plays the game. Where do you get your money from? You get it from the bank.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's neat.
So what do you want your title in this video to be? Monopoly Man owns 22 businesses.
I know, literally.
Man,
The Monopoly.
you know what I would do? Ask ChatGPT.
There you go.
I can cheat like that.
Yeah.
That's how I wrote all my kids'
That's
books.
the new wave. The kids' books.
I wrote my kids' books the same way.
Yeah.
I just
Kids'
got
books
frustrated.
too, like-
I just
I
got
know,
frustrated
author
with
low-key.
illustrators. Yeah, I got one on Amazon digital.
Yeah.
I really need to
shoot.
go back and put some more pages in it because they won't publish a paperback unless it's got 25. So
That's interesting.
I just got frustrated on the second one. It was a great storyline, but the illustrator just was terrible.
Yeah.
I might just partner with somebody come up out of school or something and say, hey, if you illustrate this book with me, I'll just share,
Yeah.
whenever proceeds.
That's awesome.
But I have like 35 books I wrote.
Dang. That's crazy.
ChatGPT, I be cheating. That's another cheat code, see? Cheat codes all day. Yeah.
Secret sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
secret sauce and cheat codes. You get through life and, if you can simplify it by using a few of these, I mean, that's the best way to go. But the other ones, there ain't no secret sauce on that. There ain't
No.
Sometimes just hard
corners.
work.
You gotta
It's
want
just
it.
You gotta put them sleeves up and you gotta, do it.
And not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur, too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why there's only 3% of us.
Yeah.
That's true.
The other 97% does what you do every day.
Something interesting I just found out. Do you know that colleges are now teaching entrepreneurship? You can now get a bachelor's and a master's in entrepreneurship at university.
It's like, wow.
I would love to know what they're teaching them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm curious
I mean, the thing
too.
is-
I would
Like,
love to know
I
if
just
the
found this out.
professor is an entrepreneur.
I know, right? It's the professors
Yeah.
teaching entrepreneurship, never owned a business in his
Literally.
Well, that's my
Right.
thing is, I didn't get a degree until a certain point in my military career. The government says, hey, you have to get a degree. I did my bachelor's degree in 10 months.
Oh wow.
I clept out over half of it. I mean, my school's nothing crazy. It's a college.
Yeah.
But that was a university.
Yeah.
10 months, done.
That's insane.
That is.
I've never heard of that before.
Government told me I had to do it. I did it.
Yeah.
I clept a bunch of tests because in the government it's free. The military's free, clept stuff. So
Right.
just go. I'm terrible at English. Terrible at English, terrible at writing. And I went in and passed 6 credits for English. I was
Yeah.
public speaking,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
And there did it.
Yo, I used to hate public speaking. Like, I was so bad.
Oh, so I look back on when I did my clap and I was like, I was trying to ramble on to make the time.
Yeah.
And then I passed. I was like, no way. Now, I mean, I can talk on these.
Now
things
it's
so
chilling,
easier,
yeah.
But, man, back then, no.
Yeah.
But I was clap out of all kinds of stuff.
But that's just getting outside the comfort zone. How to do the same thing.
Yep.
And some people are literally scared to just do those little things to grow.
100%. And that's, I look at it in college, man. I look at these kids that come out of high school, going to college, no plan. Like, I speak at schools around here.
Yeah.
I speak at Cumberland Valley. I speak at all kinds of schools. And just to go in these rooms with these kids and everything is about college and beating it through their head. And I'm like, yeah, go get $100,000 of debt.
Yeah.
And, it's sad that I can't realistically go get a $50,000 business loan.
Yeah. It's true.
That's,
Yeah, if you don't know what you want to do after high school, go get a job. Go get a full-time job.
Either that or military.
Yeah.
Go get, and that's what it is. Go get a full-time job. Learn
a trade or something.
Some skill.
How to do something. And then if you want to go back to college, go to college.
It's always going to be.
So if you want to get into entrepreneurship, I definitely recommend probably like a sales type job as soon as you're out of high school, so you can at least learn how to talk to people.
Yeah,
learn how to negotiate.
That's honestly that's one of the biggest skills that most people your age don't have.
Yeah, no, completely.
How to talk to people. Like I remember when I talked to Stefanie, I was very like, quiet. I was like, hey, he spoke good up there. She was on stage, and I was like, man, I would never do that. Now I do it all day long.
Yeah.
Then I was like, no.
But I just did it my first time over at her last meetup, or was that 2 minutes ago?
In January? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, which I wanted to touch base on. Really funny, actually. So I went to college for 1 year. I didn't pass a single class except for one. The one that I actually passed was public speaking. That's actually the one class I attended every single class for, and I fucking loved it. Like, to be honest, it's I don't know. I've always been a real like extroverted person, to be honest. Like even like growing up in school, Stefanie knows. Like I've had a large amounts of friends, and like I'm just cool with any kind of diversity character that we came across.
Yeah.
See, I think a lot of my public speaking was definitely dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get cuss like a sailor, you know. Like,
Right.
And so it's hard because, you know, that rubs a lot of people like a little raw. But then I watch a billionaire do a sales huddle. And he's cussing.
He's like, fuck this. Get that shit done.
Yeah. You watch Andy Elliott?
Yeah, I watch. So I mean, that's the thing is you deliver that. Like I watch Pace a lot. Pace, he delivers it too, and I'm like,
yeah.
So
that's the other thing. I think it's just seriously about being authentic. Like just be yourself, and people will be more attracted to it because they can oftentimes tell when you're just putting like a face on.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That's like, just be yourself and talk.
Yeah,
right.
No,
everyone knows how to talk.
I definitely.
It's just anxiety and
a lot of people don't
all that
like
kind of
what
shit.
Comes out sometimes.
But it is what it is because you're in the position where you're at, and they're listening because they're not in that position.
Here's the thing: is one thing that I've heard some people say like, "Oh man, I never have anybody that's mad at me or hates me or this and that." And I'm like, man, I got a whole list of them. Yeah, I got a lot of them, and you know, still to this day, years later, they still
hate you.
And and when you look at it and you look at how much help I gave to them and helped them, and it's like, you know,
there's no reason.
Everybody ate really good whenever it was this way. Whenever I changed the script, made you take responsibility, it changed the whole game, and I was like, so I stopped letting people live like crazy.
They didn't want that accountability.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part that people have is doing that. But you're always gonna have. I guarantee there's people out there that cannot stand you too.
Probably.
I'm sure.
Yeah, no, there's definitely.
2, you're successful, and 3, you're continuing to be successful, and you're just grinding.
Yeah.
And there's people out there like, man, I can't find a property. They just put another one on a contract. I just seen Stefanie
with no money.
There's people sitting at Facebook just.
By the grace of God, though. By the grace of God. Yeah.
You see it all the time, and you just have to like. I've always looked at that, and I just harness that, and I'm like,
yeah.
You know.
Let it feed.
David Goggins, he says, taking souls.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
So.
Do you read too? You like reading books?
So
don't worry, I need to do it too.
I'm gonna be 100% honest on here. You know the only book I've ever read in my life?
The Bible.
The Old Man and the Sea.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
No way.
For real.
You watched the movie?
I watched the movie.
So a good movie.
I basically cheated my way through school. Like I do book reports on.
Oh, I think we did the same. Spark Notes, all them Cliff Notes.
I would do Cliff Notes, or I would pick a book that had a movie.
Yeah, watch
That's
the
true.
movie. Yo, I did that with The Fault in Our Stars.
So,
I write a report.
I did it with It. I did it with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like, oh, look, I could do this. It's
made it so easy.
Yeah. And so, but it's crazy because like my whole family, they read, and I'm like, man,
quit wasting your time.
Nothing.
Yeah. No, now I've been on this book wave. Like I'm just like knowledge.
See, I stack up books and I'm like, I don't even read them.
Yeah.
I'm still working on my book now.
Dude, I've had so many books.
But see, I changed the script on my book. Like I'm still working on my book, and the reason my book takes so long is because there's very little words in it.
It's all illustration.
I've been working on a book for real estate investing.
Oh, okay.
But kind of like pictures through a transaction, how to do this creatively, how to do this.
See, that's smart. Why aren't we teaching our kids this shit?
Yeah.
See, that's the game.
And
then my book will come with all
learners.
my contracts, all my documents, all my, whether it's a sub-2 agreement, whether it's a regular purchase and sale agreement, whether it's
like, can you imagine like a 5-year-old like, Mom, purchase and sales agreement?
Yeah. There's a lot of things. That's why, I know Pace was partnered with I forget the people doing the Cocoa Melon.
Mm-hmm. No way.
Gravy Train.
He partnered with them?
Yeah, so Gravy Train was coming out for investing with kids.
What?
Investing for kids.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's starting to roll out now.
That's crazy.
So how do we buy a part of that?
I know, literally.
That's insane. So those are the things, man, as they develop and all, and that's the biggest thing is to get kids involved. And, like my daughter, I pulled her out of public school. She went to Cumberland Valley for like all of 2-3 months. Mm-hmm. Straight F's, pulled her out, put her in cyber school, straight A's.
Wow.
Plus she learned how to flip houses. She's an electrician. She's a plumber.
Oh,
she
wow.
can drywall. She can paint.
How old?
Yeah,
she was 15, 16 when she learned.
Wow.
So now she has those skills.
That's awesome.
Her biggest thing, she loves the epoxy things, like countertops and
Did
bars.
she do the one in the basement then?
Yeah, she helped me do the one in the basement.
That's awesome.
Wow. That was probably our biggest mess up one.
But it still
that was a
turned
rough
out
draft.
good.
Yeah, everybody likes it now. I did several before. Since then, I did a piece for my friend's hair salon. I did a couple pieces at the Airbnb. I did the bar downstairs, and I did the big, huge mantle. So we do a lot of epoxy.
Yeah.
And so she learned that, and she was making things. So it's
awesome that she's like interested in that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people at this point, she didn't go to college this year, but.
Oh, is she?
So
You couldn't talk her out of it? Huh? You didn't talk her out of it?
I told her, here's my thing. She's lazy. Most kids are, and it's hard. Especially because, kids get to a certain age, and I swear they can't stand their parents at all, no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, you find very few kids that are in tune with their parents at that age. Then you hit about 25, and then you start getting that relationship.
It comes back. Yeah.
It's crazy because it's about brain development and everything else. It's part of that. Go do your thing and then come back. I mean, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
And, we're at that phase. So.
It happens.
Yeah.
You can't fault her for it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Hey, you live your life.
She has to
How many-
learn.
You're 18.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
So I have 3. And I have one stayed in San Antonio. She's like 24, 25. So
Okay.
24. I forget it. It was a long time ago.
Military, things happen.
So we ended up leaving San Antonio. She ended up staying there. She was in college there at UTSA, so she stayed. And then 18-year-old, and I have an 11-year-old son.
Nice.
So, I mean, I'll try to get him.
Lil Jeff.
And so he helped me a little bit in my basement when I built my basement.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are the things that,
Yeah.
working on that.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
I just want to get them all on that trade. The thing is, that's the biggest thing is you don't know any trades. Like, if you don't know how to do things in your house, like, you're going to pay money.
Oh, yeah.
I watch the contractor waltz, man. I watch people get ripped off every day for stuff that you could do for 5 minutes. So,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Jeff,
I feel like we could go on for many,
I know
many
we
more
could.
hours.
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, we
good, man.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate you coming on, taking your time out. But if you guys need a loan, we'll leave his information down below. Or if you want to just reach out in regards to real estate investing stuff or whatever the case may be, stock trading,
I'm sure you got plenty of questions after this podcast. So
Yeah.
feel free to put them in the comments below. We can ask them ourselves. Hopefully get a solid answer for you.
Yeah. But with that being said, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.